Millen.
I'm just not good at that.
Going places?
Yeah.
That's what you're not good at.
I'm not good at it. Yeah, I kind of stay at home, get in the shop. Look, here's my rule. If I can't build it, we don't need it.
I don't know what store that's a tagline for, but
I don't know.
I'd go.
I just came up with it.
3rd down and 9 after 2 runs for a yard for White, and we'll see how that finger is for O'Connell. That's Hunter Renfroe in motion. O'Connell climbs the pocket, whips it downfield. He's got a 1st down. Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, he was never touched. He was never touched. He fell to the ground, but they marked him down when he dropped the ball
because he gave himself up.
Now, this is a heck of a throw, man. There's over the top and inside. He may have been touched there. He may have just been touched just a little bit.
Yeah, Moreau might have touched him, but he wasn't. He didn't like push him to the ground. He might not have had possession, so he did give himself up, we're told. And so the Broncos, who've really struggled in the 3rd quarter this year, see the Raiders hold a 10-point lead going into the 4th here in Las Vegas.
He was kind of not a real confident guy, but he gained his confidence as he grew. Great athlete, had all kinds of things smart going for him, including this touchdown for the Raiders.
Jacoby Myers wide open from O'Connell, and a 2nd score for Myers today goes 33 yards.
So much for a bad finger.
Day after day, he gets better and better.
Yeah, well, the first thing you know is he's got great protection right there. And he sees a thing. Myers down that sideline, and that was simple.
A walk-in touchdown for Jacoby Myers, who now has 4 touchdowns against Denver this year in 2 games.
Yeah, that's you got to put 2 on 1, and you have to make a choice as a defender. He chose the inside, was the wrong one, and that's the way it goes.
Yeah, the Raiders chose touchdown. That was after the turnover on downs, by the way. And now the Raiders are in the end zone just celebrating with the fans while Jarrett Stidham tries to figure out his personnel. The Raiders coverage team ran down the field and stood by the first row of the fans, and they were just whooping it up with them. This is a party right now.
Yeah, well,
and that is
one thing you got to know, that in the National Football League, it lasts for 4 quarters, not 3.
That's true. First down, Jarrett Stidham saw Crosby. Stidham whistles it right to Johnson over the middle, and he stumbles at midfield, seeing Epps. That was a line drive right on the money from Stidham.
Yeah, when Stidham has time, he's been able to step and throw, and he sees the field pretty good.
He's got a lot of greenery on his jersey.
Put some zip on that ball.
Comes Kuntz, and he got a foot, but not all of Stidham, and he zigzags for a couple of yards. It's Spillane who douses him after crossing midfield.
And Malcolm Kuntz has had himself a pretty good game here today. He's coming off the edge here down the bottom of the screen. He just runs past Bowles fast. I think that's one of the things that the Raiders could really use consistently, is to have that second rusher. And I think the emergence of Kuntz a little bit has helped this team a lot. Out of Buffalo, he's got some good size to him, and boy, his first 2 steps are good.
Well, outside of New York City, Peekskill, New York. You mentioned it. He went to Buffalo, played there, and that is Crosby just waiting for the arrival of Williams. The NFL playoffs kick off next Saturday with Super Wildcard Weekend, presented by Verizon. 12 teams, 6 games, 3 days, and one epic weekend. The road to Super Bowl 58 starts here. The full schedule will be announced tonight.
Max Crosby just jumped right inside that block, and there was nothing there. Made the tackle for the loss. Now walks casually over to the other side to see if he can do some more.
And now he's just the third defensive lineman to get 90 tackles in a season since 2000. In more than 2 decades with that tackle. Stidham 3rd and 10. Clean pocket down the sideline. Jerry Jeudy in space again. Catch and run inside the 5.
Oh, I love the way he accelerated after he made that catch. He jumped to the inside and then hit another gear. Watch the route first. You're going to see they're going to be playing his zone, so he gets on top, right? And now he just right there. That's where he hits that gear. And that's a really good job of Divine Diablo to be able to keep hustling and making that play.
Jeudy is on the ground. It's a 47-yard strike from Stidham to Jeudy. And now they'll walk him off the field.
He's still talking to somebody. That's the strength of this offense. Like we've been talking about it all game long, are those receivers. You got to get the ball in their hands.
Longest pass play of the day for Denver. Williams, the tailback. Stidham rolling, stopping and throwing. It's Williams, and he's crumpled down by Epps and Spillane, and Jack Jones was there for good measure.
That was a nice catch by Williams because that was thrown way behind him and had to kind of turn to make that. I'm surprised he even got anything out of it. Nice job by Epps of coming through and getting to the football. You're going to watch him. He's just going to go out in the flat right here. Watch where the ball is thrown. See behind him. Can't even make the turn, but he does make the catch and sets up the 2nd down and goal.
Timeout Denver. If you're wondering about Jaleel McLaughlin, he is out for the rest of the game. Megan reported to us during the break he's out with a head injury. He's being evaluated. So McLaughlin is done. Cortland Sutton, who is such a great red zone target, has been dealing with an ankle injury today as well. So that takes out 2 options at points here in the 2nd half for Denver in a spot like this. Jerry Jeudy has gone into the tent as well, so the Broncos are trickling down the receiver depth chart. Johnson is in, and they go big here. And we'll get a timeout for the Raiders.
Yeah, they had a personnel issue. AP not very happy right there.
In response to Damar Hamlin's sudden cardiac arrest 1 year ago, the NFL helped launch the Smart Heart Sports Coalition, which aims to have every state adopt life-saving policies to prevent fatalities from sudden cardiac arrest among high school athletes and others. To learn more, visit NFL.com/smartheart. This is a 2nd and goal for Denver. Pirine picking his way to the 2, crashing forward to the goal line. They'll say he's down inside the 1-yard line.
Samaji was picking his feet. He was just picking which steps to go. I mean, it got really crowded around down there. Samaji Pirine, I loved him when he was at Oklahoma. He's doing the same thing now. He catches the ball well, but watch this. Just picking his way all the way through, never stopping. And now we got 3rd and goal.
And as loud as this crowd has been today.
Lost the ball.
Fumble on the snap. It's down on the ground. Let's see who comes up with it. It is Denver ball. It's 4th down. Now it's a 3-score game. Would you take the field goal here?
You got to get points here. You have to get points. He's going to go for the 6 version. So, in my opinion, you got to roll this. It's got to be a throw. You got to roll away from Max Crosby. You can't You can't let him get there.
Williams is going to take the direct snap. It is Williams pushing across the goal line for the Denver touchdown.
Wow, that's a rough call right there. That's a good call. Nice job of blocking on that front side. They run behind Bowles over there.
Powers pulled.
Howard pulled it around, get the guard out there. Miners does a nice job on the inside. All the way around.
He basically ran over Powers into the end zone. So Jarrett Stidham and the Broncos hanging around.
They needed that. That's a huge score right there.
For a team trying to hit the 9-win mark at the end of the year. Now, the Broncos haven't had a winning season since 2016, which is hard to believe here after the Super Bowl. And finally, a big shot. Train got a little crazy, 47 yards, and then Javonte Williams puts it in. That was a must-have for Jarrett Stidham and the Broncos offense. He was 3 for 3 on the drive. It took about 5 minutes, so they can't really afford too much more of that with 10 to go in this game.
Yeah, so what you really have to have now is your defense has to show up. They've got to get a 3-and-out right here to get the ball back.
Problem is, Zamir White is averaging 5.5 yards a carry for the Raiders today.
And so you got to say to your offensive line, you're doing a good job. I mean, that's when you're getting 5.5, your offensive line's winning the battle.
Aiden O'Connell has been successful enough today, 14 for 26, 201 yards, 16 for 26, I should say. And again, I mean, this is 5 weeks with just 1 interception for O'Connell coming into today.
You just jinxed him, didn't you?
I don't do that.
Yeah.
If I had that level of control, the felt would treat me nicer here. It's a toss for White. And he is stonewalled by Singleton, who is just a tackling machine.
You're going to watch Singleton. One of the things you notice, he's always stacked behind somebody because he does a really good job reading. He's an excellent reader, and he does a nice job of attacking the ball carrier.
He now is, and we mentioned tackles are a little bit of a hazy stat earlier on in NFL history, but he has the Broncos single season record for tackles, over 170 now, 171 for the year. O'Connell rips it wide. He's got Tucker one more time, and Moreau is right on his back. So the Broncos trying to get a stop here in 3rd down.
And they had a linebacker who, in my opinion, should be in the Hall of Fame, and Randy Gradishar. Randy Gradishar would have 50 tackles more than anybody else. He just had a nose for the ball, and he was a great player for the Denver Broncos.
They've had some phenomenal defensive players. Talk about Steve Atwater from the safety spot. 3rd down and 6.
Brought pressure.
Abdullah picked it up. It's a slant. It's Adams, and it's a 1st down for the Raiders.
Smart inside guy cleared it. Adams gets the defender. All he has to do is get the defender on his hip. Right? They're going to clear the inside. And watch this. Now he has him. Now the ball just has to be between him and the defender, and it's a completion. Really well done. Ball almost got knocked there.
It did.
Adams, of course, just a smart player. Outstanding receiver, runs great routes. Probably not as fast as he used to be. He'd get mad at me if he heard me. He's still a great player.
It's funny, he was talking this week about his 1,000-yard seasons. He said, I have 997 a couple years too. Nobody talks about that. As Zamir White runs right into Singleton again. But it is funny what the round numbers do. And, you know, we have to put up graphics for a reason. Here you see Singleton with that tackle building on the Denver Broncos record for tackles, 172. He's been in double figures in tackles 12 times coming into this week, and now 13.
Well, I love a guy who believes his eyes, and Singleton does that. And what that means is you believe exactly what's happening and you can react to it. Singleton makes perfect sense of what's going on in front of him and makes a decision.
We saw O'Connell right before the snap there. He just took one last look at the play clock to make sure that he was using as much as possible. It'll be 3rd and long as Allen makes a stop on White.
Yeah, they want to grind the clock right here. They're down to the 7-minute mark. They can get another 4 minutes out of this. They take it.
That's what that completion does to Davante Adams, though.
Yeah.
It leads off 2 minutes plus. A Denver defense that's 2nd best in the league and 3rd down defense all year. They're getting torched so far today. O'Connell lets it fly, got it again. Jacoby Myers, 1st down Raiders.
I'm impressed with Aiden O'Connell. From where he came from to where he is right now, he's a completely different guy. And he knows he's got the work, but he's willing to put the work in. And he sees the field really well. He made a change at the line of scrimmage. Ball came out right when it had to. This is just, he was trained well at Purdue with Jeff Brom. Jeff Brom was hard on him.
Very, right?
Yeah. And he's responded to that.
How about the young guy there just saying, give me the play in.
Right.
Let's go. We got to have it.
Yeah, it's good situational awareness.
Fake the screen. Hand it off. White breaks 1 tackle of DJ Jones, and then everybody comes along for the ride, and there's some pushing going on. Jonathan Cooper, one of the interested parties in the pile.
They're happy just to let that clock keep on running. Raiders are playing it slow.
You think with a win here today, Aiden O'Connell will convince Davante Adams to get him into that golf course he wants to go play at?
He was trying without it.
He's trying hard. 2nd down 11. After the loss of 1, it's a passing down. He gives ground. He fades back. He throws it for Hooper, changing direction. There goes Hooper, and he's got another 1st down. And a couple Broncos were hanging with Mr. Hooper on that ride.
That's all on Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell found that not where he was supposed to go. It's where he ended up going. Nice job by Hooper in the flat, and then makes one miss and picks up the rest.
It's not an easy body to tackle.
Yes, Surtain does a nice job of it.
7 different receivers have catches for Aiden O'Connell today.
Aiden O'Connell's playing a really nice game. How many yards does he have? About 250?
Exact total, 244.
There you go.
You guess people's weight, too? You're one of those guys?
I try to guess my own, and I can't get it.
It's safe. Timeout, Denver. 1 left for the Broncos off of that 2nd one. And for Sean Payton, his team has needed a stop for about 5 minutes now. Fake it to White, hand it to Tucker. Trey Tucker with space, breaking a tackle of McMillan, and another 1st down.
I thought you were going to say Trey Tucker with speed, because that's what he's got. Nice job here on the reverse. Now watch him, he just gets it. He just takes off right there. Nice little burst, picks up that 1st down. So, this is as good as the Raiders have looked to me. They've been pretty consistent through this whole game.
They had that great game against the Chargers, as Stidham can only watch, but that was propelled by so many weird, defensive touchdowns. They were playing well, but this is a very consistent offensive performance. It did go out of bounds, so the clock did stop. That's a big hit by Purcell on Zamir White, and Denver will use its final timeout. Raiders trying to put away a 5th win for Antonio Pierce, the interim head coach.
Coach Flores, we won 2 Super Bowls with Coach Flores there, and had great teams. We had great offenses. We had great defenses. Al Davis picked some phenomenal players. We had great talent. So the ones that you think about aren't the ones you won, it's the ones you lost.
Streaking cutback by White there. First down, Raiders. This will be the 12th play of the drive as White goes over 100 yards. What was Tom Flores like to play for?
He was really easy. Tom was, I guess you'd describe him as a player's coach. He was one of those guys that if you're playing well, go ahead and do it. And so as long as you show up and do what you're supposed to do, put the work in, he was on your side all the time. Of course, I did get fined a few times, but that happens.
You deserved it.
Yeah, I did.
That wasn't much of a battle you put up there. First and goal for the Raiders. Broncos are out of timeouts. It's White again chopping his steps. He gets about 2 yards in the arms of DJ Jones. So we saw Antonio Pierce. We're talking about Raiders coaches. They haven't had somebody go longer than 3 full seasons since 01. Where does this go is the question Raiders fans are wondering in terms of the coaching search.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the main thing for a head coach is, can you lead the guys? You have to be able. You don't have to be a brilliant X and O guy. You don't have to be a guy who's going to be on top of everybody all the time. You have to be able to lead men. And if you can do that, you've got a shot.
White cutting back, and the traffic gets to him. He continues to plunge, and they finally stop that. The Broncos do. Surtain was in there again. He's a very willing tackler, even in week 18. So we're under 3 minutes to go. It's the Raiders by 10. Third and goal coming up. Zamir White out rushing Denver by 64 yards himself.
Yeah, he's had the game they wanted him to have, right? So Josh Jacobs is out, and Zamir White's got to come in and fill a hole, and he does it just brilliantly.
I would say he's been on his horse, but he owns 12 of them, and that would sound like a Bronco joke, but it's very literal with him. That's your best impression.
That's all I got.
Timeout, Raiders. Third and goal coming up. This was a who's who down on the field that you were getting to chat with before the game. Matt Millen
had a nice time down there today. There's Jim Plunkett and Freddie Bolitnikoff. Jim should be in the Hall of Fame. Marcus Allen, of course, was there. He's in the Hall of Fame. Just had a kick him, Ted Hendricks. Kick him in the head, Ted. One of my favorite guys. Jim Otto. There's just some great traditions all the way around. There's Marcus. And some fat old man that I saw. And there's Plunk. Oh, Freddie B. Those are some great guys, man. He had some awesome wins, but he had more fun off the field than we did on.
You can only imagine.
No, you don't want to.
Third and goal. O'Connell over the top, incomplete. He put it high for Devontae Adams. And the Raiders likely will take the 3 here, although we'll see. Trying to let him high point it here.
Yeah, just a little bit out of his reach. That's a nice route by Devontae.
Daniel Carlson from 21. And the Raiders lead by 13. So what for Denver now? Right, they're down 13 here. They want to get to 9 and 8, but it looks like that's not likely to happen today, although there's still 2 and change to go. What do you make of Denver's fortunes into the future as they try to get back to that sort of Super Bowl mode they were in?
Yeah, well, so you're bringing the head coach in, and Sean Payton, and you're not expecting a Super Bowl in the first year, right? What you want to see is improvement. So they got that. And so now are you on the right direction? Are you in the right direction? The answer is yes. And so all he has to do now, he's got to build his roster. He's got to be able to bring in some playmakers. He doesn't have a pass rusher. He needs a pass rusher, and then probably a second guy who can command some guys. to be able to take the pressure off of the real pass rushing.
What about quarterback for the Broncos?
Well, I think he's already made that declaration when he benched Russ, and it's probably not going to be Stidham. You're going to have to go get yourself a quarterback. But one thing I know about Sean Payton, he's got a plan. He's one of those guys. I think he's an excellent coach, and I think they're headed in the right direction.
You know, you look at his time in New Orleans, and they had that dip where they had the 3 straight 7-9 seasons. Then they got to the 10-win mark 3 times again, 4 straight winning seasons to close in New Orleans, and the hope would be that he can take the Broncos and pull them up back to where they were, because under Mike Shanahan, this was one of the iconic franchises in the NFL.
Oh, absolutely. And all that matters is winning, right? I think a Raider owner said that one time. Just win, baby.
Yeah, I was going to say it's shorter, but yeah, that's what it is, and Sean Payton knows that.
Oh, absolutely. And so do his players.
Again, the Broncos well under that 400-yard mark you were talking about. No timeouts left for the Broncos. 2:20 to play. Stidham. Pirine out of the backfield. Samaje Pirine out of bounds. 2nd down and short coming up. For Jarrett Stidham, he didn't want to call it an audition, but an opportunity certainly at the end of the year. He's got 240 and a touchdown, no interceptions from either quarterback in this game. Guys trying to show what they can do in a final start for Stidham, just his 4th career NFL start. Crosby bearing down on him into coverage, and then Judy and Jack Jones got tangled a little bit, but it went out of bounds. Jack's happy.
Jones is a good player.
He is.
That kid, he'll jump on that coverage, and he can run. He's got excellent hips. Not a real big guy. He's got excellent reactions, and he thinks he can dance. And so he's got the whole package.
A couple on the Broncos sideline gave him a side eye while he was dancing. Antonio Pierce known Jack Jones for a long time, played for him in high school, then at Arizona State as well.
He's the reason he's here.
Kuntz got there with a bull rush. Malcolm Kuntz absolutely rammed into Jarrett Stidham.
That's what
goes down to their final lifeline here. 4th and 10. Pierce would be over 500 in his interim time with a win. Stidham 4th down. Here comes Kuntz. There goes the ball. It's a 1st down for Brandon Johnson to the 45-yard line.
And they're going to have to hurry up. Get this. He's got to have some chunk plays like this. Raiders are they going to play a zone and keep everything in front of them? So they're going to give up some real estate here, and a $1.50 to go here.
Yeah, no timeouts. It's Pirine out of the backfield. He's going to be inbounds. He has the 1st down across the 45. Clock still moves. 13-point game.
Under 1.5 minutes now. You got to hurry up.
Broncos playing thin at wide receiver. Cortland Sutton not in the game for the balance of the 2nd half. Stidham launches, came out of his hand oddly, and a sliding try and an interception for Merrick inside the 20, and he got his hands underneath it to put this game away. The first turnover of the game seals this bad boy for Antonio Pierce.
He never got anything on that ball. Just looked like a pop fly. You see Stidham, he's going to try to hit it down the right sideline. Tries to step into it and didn't get anything into it.
Did his hand maybe get hit by Butler on the way through too?
And his feet, he didn't get his feet right all the way. But he did catch the ball. It is an interception. Look at his feet. So he has to leave his feet. See, he never gets the push that he needed.
Max Crosby celebrating. Josh Jacobs not able to play in this game, but the Raiders, who had a coaching change midstream, general manager change midstream. Antonio Pierce took over. He leaned on some of his coaching veterans that he's played for. 5 a.m. wake-ups from Tom Coughlin.
Oh, yeah.
On the daily.
I'd expect nothing else.
And a celebration coming in the finale for the Raiders at the expense of their former teammate Jarrett Stidham. 27-14. The Raiders once again beat the Broncos. That's 8 in a row now in the series.